What about the connection between demonic possession and suicide? I just can't help but notice that the second the demons enter the pigs, they kill themselves.
Yeah, they have an animus delendi, right? They want to destroy everything they get in contact with. In fact, during one session that I actually had with Beelzebub, which is another name for Satan, because appear under Satan is one thing, but having to possess something under the aspect of Beelzebub is another matter. But at one point I just said, basically the reason you hate everything is because whenever you see creation, you see him, isn't it? Referring to God. And he says, yes, that's why I want to destroy everything. They do drive suicide. Now, people can commit suicide on their own. For example, as you probably know, there's certain SSRIs that actually have an 80% suicidal ideation rate. People can commit suicide or have that inclination from that, but the demons also will begin picking at the person. So one of the things that the demons do is that from the very beginning of our lives, they'll start tempting us with certain things. When they see us being born, because the knowledge of these things are infused in their mind, they actually know what our DNA is. And so they know, okay, because of this guy's genetic disposition, he's more likely to be inclined to these kinds of sins and not those. So they'll start picking at the kid from a very early age, tempting him to do certain things in that area. And their goal is not just to get him to commit sin and offend God, although that's the primary reason, but it's to slowly build a psychological compatibility. Because each time you give in to that, you create a set of habits in you and you create these defects that make you much more easily and intertwine with them.
For sure.
To actually building that. And so what happens is a lot of times when you see with suicide, not all cases, because some cases it's entirely natural. It's a psychological issue that's brought this about. But we've seen this with people who are possessed a lot of times. In fact, every person that I've known that's possessed has had very strong, sometimes they say uncontrollable inclinations to suicide. But they know that it displeases God, so they don't.